Oh my goodness. Alright, today is 4 weeks. I pulled this piece of muscle tissue out of there. It looks good and clean. I don't see any other dead flesh. Alright. Alright, let's finish up the other side. Alright, here's the other side. It still has some dead tissue in there, but that's still attached. And then around the outside, it seems like we've got 3 different stages of tissue. This one right here used to look like that one. I see a piece of hair in there. Alright, I'm gonna wrap it up again. Alright, we have about 3/8 of an inch by a little more than 1 inch. So that's closing up nicely. Say hi to everyone on YouTube. Alright, so here we are, still 4 weeks after the injury. And that little piece up there, oops, sorry, still is not coming loose. That on the right is bone. The stuff on top is cartilage. And this is about cleaned out. Alright, so I did just get that piece out. Let's see. It's not coming apart yet. Alright, maybe a couple more days and that piece will tear off and this can close up completely. So here we are 31 days after the injury. My vet yesterday suggested I use this scarlet oil. I used it last night. I didn't really like the way it sprayed on, but it looks like it is allowing the area to heal better and come together and keep it nice and red. So I've cleaned it out already today. That's the scarlet oil. And I'll rebandage it. And it's getting smaller. Alright, here is Pixie's left side. I think I got that last piece of meat out of there. There might be a little more in there. Let's see. Here's her right side. That's bone right there. That's kind of still stuck. Looking good, baby. Oh my goodness, I just reached up and pulled this piece of flesh out. Hopefully that is the last of it. I know I keep saying that, but this wound's going to close up soon. Don't mind the painted fingers. Alright, so I've cleaned it up again. Alright, so it's a little less than ½ inch tall and about ¼ inch wide. I think this one's completely closed up already. And the left side is about 3/8 by ¼ inch. Alright, we're back here at Chipper Farm, and today is 6 weeks and about 3 days that since the dog attacked Pixie, and her wounds are almost closed up, but I'm still concerned because they still are draining. So I'm cut some pieces of tubing, and I'm going to insert the tubing into the wound to let it drain a little bit more. There's still a bit of drainage coming out. And then she developed this wound over here because all of the bandages have been rubbing on that, so I've been taking care of that. And she's got a scab down here also. But I'm going to put those tubes into her today. I'm just going to insert it and let it sit there and let the bandages hold them. Alright, so I inserted the tube in this side. The other side is too small to get the tube. And it's all the way back. And I'm going to use this and make a donut around it. And this side was too small to insert that tube. Let's Sprayed everything with the scarlet oil. Now I'll bandage it up and I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow. Hi, now we are at 45 days and I just uncovered it. I wanted you to see what it looks like. It's still draining. Whoops. This is the side that is too small to put the drain in. And this is the side that I have the tube in that I've been inserting each evening. They're both draining the same. And I guess this will be an experiment as to which does better, with the drain or letting it close up or letting it continue to drain out. So this is what I'm using as the drain, just a piece of clear tubing. And I'm just inserting it in here. Now I'll bandage that up and put a brace in there so it's not hurting her. And we're done for this morning. You're all done, girl. Here we are 48 days after the injury. This is the tube that I've been putting in this side. The other side was a little bit too small to put this size tube in. And the other side is getting more drainage than this side. So I'm going to leave this in a little bit longer until the drainage stops, although I was still getting a lot of stuff out of it. You see this right here? All this was coming out of the wound. So this is how I'm doing it. I know this is a longer drain than the one I had showed originally. I never used the other one because I stuck it in her shoulder and almost lost it, so I figured let me go with the one that's about 3 inches long. And then the other side, it was draining a lot, but it's almost closed up. I just got more of the white stuff out. Let me see if I can show it to you how it's happening. See that coming out right there? That's the discharge she's still getting. Alright, this fits. Good, that'll help keep that open so that can still drain. And then I guess I'll just let it close up when the drainage slows down enough that I feel it's safe, that she won't be getting infected by the stuff staying in her. Oh, what a trooper you're being. Look at you with tubes hanging out of either side of you. But it won't be much longer, maybe just a couple more weeks maybe. And this is the sore on her, top of her, because of the bandages. Today is 7 weeks since the attack, and I realize I haven't really shown you what it looks like when I open it up too much. This is the drainage that is still coming out. Well, at least the tube is working. Here's the other side. It's looking better. There's a lot less drainage on this side. This one has been open longer because I had a larger tube, and then I didn't find the other tubing until yesterday or the day before for the smaller one. So I'm gonna clean her up again. Alright, so I've cleaned it up, and Honestly, I feel that the hole on this side is a little bit too small for the stuff to pass through, but it is keeping it open so that once I do take it out twice a day, I can squirt the water in there and clean it out. And this side is doing well. And this is her top area that's worn off and kind of like a bed sore, I guess. And this is the top of her, poor baby. And once the bandages are off, then that'll heal up too, I'm sure. We're at day 50 now, and there was very little drainage out of either side. So I'm gonna go ahead and let these close up. And I also feel that she's getting more sores in this area from the bandages, so I'm going to let that hopefully not happen. I don't want her to get any more sores. This skin's already compromised. So I'm going to let both of these sides close up. They should be closed up in a couple of days. What do you think, Pixie? Almost back to normal? Exactly at 8 weeks, here's the wound. It's still open and draining and hasn't closed up yet. But I guess as long as it's still draining, here's the other side. Clean that up and show you what that looks like. And here's her left side. And here it is cleaned up. That hole has not gotten any smaller. But like I said, it's okay because it's still draining. Here we are with Pixie on 60 days after the injury. The holes still have not closed up, and this is what it looks like, what's still coming out of it. Here it is after I cleaned it up. Just a small bullet hole size left. So your beard, your goatee got thinner and thinner, so there's just a couple strands left. And now you're growing it back, I see. That's pretty cool. So here we are 9.5 weeks after the injury. This is not closing up. And this is new. It's got a little growth. It's soft. Alright, we're almost at 10 weeks on this. Tomorrow will be 10 weeks. This thing just popped out of it. It was one piece. I kind of squeezed it and it broke in half. It has the consistency of liver. What came out of this side, which has this thing growing here. And this is her right side. It's kind of like an ulcer next to this. There's a little spot. Where's it on the camera? There's a little spot before, and now it's getting a little bit bigger each day. The hole's almost closed up, but it's still hussing. I wish this would just be over and healed. I'm moving her leg. This is what I just pulled out of that hole. This little piece here was sticking out, and I yanked, and this is bone. This is probably what's been annoying her so much lately. Maybe now that can heal up. Wow. I just squeezed it, another little shred of bone came out. This is similar to that other piece of liver, kind of dried blood stuff that came out. That's good. Maybe this can heal up now. I'd be so happy if it does finally heal up. Alright, I'm going to clean this up and bandage her up. Here we are at almost 12 weeks, and this is the spot that I was keeping open right here, but this spot opened up and a piece of bone came out, and I believe there's another piece of bone in there. It's getting bigger, so I can't seem to grab it, so I'm going to just give it a couple of days and let that open up a little bit more and get that bone out of there. And this is her left side, and that's still oozing a little bit. There might still be something in that one, but it's kind of closing up from the inside. I'll clean that up, milk her, and bandage it. Alright, so here's that one side all cleaned up. Looks good, nothing else is coming out. Here's the other side. Such a good girl, Pixie. You want your Nutri-Drench vitamins? You like those? So I put the Icthamol on this, and this piece is almost healed up, but there's no hair on it from where the bandages were rubbing on her. So I put some new stock on there that'll help regrow the hair. And I'm using thinner pads now because there's not as much drainage. So I'll put that over. So I put the Coflex bandage on it, and I've wrapped it around one side. And now I'm going to take the Ace bandage and wrap it around the other side. And hopefully within the next 12 hours she won't get the bandage off. Alright, so there's with the Ace bandage wrapped up. So I have one bandage covering one shoulder and the other bandage covering the other shoulder, since neither one's long enough in order to cover both shoulders. Each time I wrap her, I use half of one of these. Sometimes if it's not too sticky or messed up, I get to use it again, but I go through a couple of these, several of these a week. But you're worth it. Right, it was 16 weeks yesterday, and about a week ago I got some stuff out of this, a piece of bone, and what I have found is that when the pus comes out really thick, almost like a paste, that it usually is followed by a piece of bone coming out. So let me see if I can get this. I really need two hands to do this. But in the last couple of days it's been coming out really thick, and I have not gotten a piece of bone out yet, but it's still draining. And again, I said it's 16 weeks yesterday, so it does take a long time to heal sometimes. And here's her left side. It hasn't been draining ever since I got a piece of bone out of it about a week ago. It has been doing better and closing up, and I still keep bandaging it, but I think it's closed up. Pulled another piece out of Pixie's shoulder. This is the piece of bone that came out. It kept coming to the surface. I kept putting that ichthymol drawing salve on it, and it just kept coming to the surface, and then I just pulled it out. So yesterday I was petting Pixie, and it has been a couple of weeks since the left side closed up, and I felt a lumpy part, and I felt the pus underneath, and then I was rubbing it, and so let me cut the hair back a little bit here. So I was petting her, and I felt the pus underneath, and as I felt it, it was already almost opened. So I did stick just a needle in it, and I got all the pus out. Yeah, see, there's still more in there. Now let me work with this. So this is what came out today. There's a lot more last night because it had been building up. Let's check out the other side. That looks clear. Ooh. Now this is her left side that has been closed up for a while. Oh my goodness. It's still coming out. If I put her leg in the forward position, I can get more stuff out of it. It frees up that, it brings that shoulder blade forward. Alright, I've gotten as much pus as I can out of it. Or maybe not. Wow. Ooh, there's some more solid pieces. There's something hard right underneath here. So it's been 20 weeks since the injury, and this left side just opened up again yesterday. Amazing. But the body knows what to do. It's fighting it. It's secreting things in order to make it come out of the body, and I am just going to help. So 20 weeks from the injury and about 2 or 3 weeks since it closed up, this left side has opened up again. So here we are at 20 weeks, and I was hoping to be able to end these videos way sooner than this, but I guess we're going to have to have an episode 4, so keep in tune, and oh my God, please by the end of episode 4 of this injury that she's healed up. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you know when we put out new videos. And thank you from Chipper Farm. You ready for your Nutrigen? I think she got into the fireplace ashes last night. You got black on your nose?